Hillary Clinton's response. Asked, who's your favourite world leader? She replied, Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel. Who better to respond to this than Nigel Farage, former UK Independence Party leader, the man who took Britain out of Merkel's Europe. What do you say when you hear our candidate, Hillary Clinton, saying that Angela Merkel is the best of all foreign leaders?
It's funny, isn't it? I mean, normally in life, when you see failure staring you in the face, you reject it and run in the opposite direction. But not dear old Hillary, who is still stuck back in the 20th century and who simply is incapable of opening her eyes to what Merkel did last summer, which, by the way, wasn't done just on behalf of Germany, but effectively on behalf of the whole of Europe too, by saying, as many of you as want to come can come, we can manage, and opening up the door to ISIS and Islamic terrorism. I think what Merkel did last year will go down as one of the great historical mistakes made by any Western democratic leader, and this is the model that Hillary Clinton wants you to vote for on November the 8th.
But the other side to the coin, Nigel, is that it was, on Angela Merkel's part, it was a humanitarian gesture. It was. There's no question about that. I agree with you. It was a flat-out mistake in cultural and political terms, but it was a humanitarian gesture. And I think that's why Hillary Clinton agreed with her in doing that. What do you say about the humanitarian side of this coin?
Well, I think it was motivated by war guilt. I think that there's still a body of opinion in Germany that feels so ashamed of what happened in the 1940s that they try and show they're magnanimous. But let's just have a think about this humanitarian side. You know, did you know that now 10,000 people have drowned in the Mediterranean in the course of the last 2 years? Why? Because they're desperate to get to Europe now, because the door has been opened wide by Angela Merkel and Mr. Juncker and others. And of course it also plays directly into the hands of the criminal trafficking gang. So I'm not so sure that this humanitarian gesture is actually doing anything other than feeding organised crime and leading to thousands of deaths. And I do get it. I do understand that what is happening in Syria and in many other parts of the Middle East and North Africa is truly horrid on a humanitarian level. But surely the best thing to do is to try and help people there where they're in problems, rather than encouraging huge numbers of young men to leave behind the women and children to seek for themselves a better life in the West. This is not working.
Now, today, as I'm sure you know, Nigel, today is the last day that America will have full control over internet oversight. President Obama is going to let an international group take control first thing tomorrow morning, literally tomorrow morning. Let's get the British understanding of this. What do you make of it?
I just think this. I just think the internet, despite the fact that it brings trolling and it brings unpleasantness, but I do think the internet is the most liberating, most democratic thing that has probably ever happened in the history of humankind. And that is why regimes like China want to do all they can to control it and to restrict it. And I just think we have to do everything we can, despite the abuses, to make sure the internet is as free as possible for all of us to express our thoughts, views and hopes for the future.
You used it well. Nigel Farage, the guy who led Britain out of Angela Merkel's Europe. I think that's your new title. Nigel Farage, everyone.
I'll do with that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Thanks for joining us, Nigel. We'll see you again. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.